Hi everyone, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be making a card with a free digital stamp. Now this stamp is one that you can find from me. I drew it based on one of my own personal photos that I took this past year from our little garden. Anyway, this stamp is for free over from my newsletter. So you have to sign up for my newsletter to get this. When you sign up, you will get a welcome email. And in that email, down at the very bottom, you will find a link to download this image. And from time to time, I'm going to be sharing some more digital stamps in that newsletter. So be sure that whenever you get it and you sign up, you go ahead and open those because you'll get a few more throughout this coming year. I'm really having fun with Procreate and drawing and creating my own digital stamps, and I don't want them to just sit on my tablet. I want to share them, so sharing them is what I'm doing, and I thought this would be a fun way to get them. And I will leave a link where you can sign up down below in the description box. Also down in the description box, you're going to find all the supplies that I used. There's very few on this card. I'm just doing some coloring. Now, before I head into the coloring, I want to tell you how I printed off my stamped image. I work with my digital stamps in Photoshop Elements. You do not have to buy the program. There are many free programs out there that you can use to size your digital stamps the way you want them. There are many tutorials online. I, however, use Photoshop Elements. That's what I'm used to. So all of my tutorials on digital stamps, you're really going to find Photoshop Elements for those techniques. Once I have my image sized the way I want it though, I go ahead and print mine off onto heavyweight white cardstock. This is 110-pound cardstock. The printer I use, again, I will leave link down below. It is my favorite printer, and in the world of laser printers, it's pretty cheap. I use the Brother. It's just a plain black and white printer or laser printer. It's not Wi-Fi enabled. You do have to hook it up, like actually plug it into your computer to print. However, this printer accepts your heavyweight cardstock. I've also sent watercolor paper through it. So it's my favorite for printing off when I'm printing off really heavy, printing off onto really heavy pieces of paper. Now, I use a laser printer because that is what works best whenever you do coloring with your Copic markers, your alcohol-based markers, OMS and colored pencils like I'm using here, and also watercolor too. It works really, really well, doesn't smear with any of those things. Also with the laser printer, you can do foiling, which is awesome. Now, aside from printing off my image, I went ahead and just trimmed it down very quickly, and then I'm doing some coloring. Now the coloring I am doing is very, very simple with my colored pencils and OMS and blending stumps. I'm using my Speer Farben. I pray I am saying that right, but I'm sure I'm not. These colored pencils are oil-based, and they're at a cheaper price range. Now, I will leave a link to these down below, but also down below in the description box, I'm going to leave a link to a video I just did that explains how I do coloring with my colored pencils in OMS. I'm also going to share in that video, or I do share in that video, different colored pencils. So these are oil-based colored pencils, but I also share wax-based colored pencils, what that looks like blending out with OMS, and also very, very cheap colored pencils. So your Crazy Art and your Crayola colored pencils you'll find in that video tutorial too down below. So if this is a coloring medium you're looking at getting into, I highly suggest going out and checking that video. That link will be down below. To be honest, the reason I chose to use my oil-based colored pencils for this particular image is because I like the colors that were in them better. It is what it is for this image. I like the colors, so that's what I went with. I also like the way these colored pencils perform whenever they blend out. They don't blend out as smoothly as my wax-based colored pencils. They still have a little bit of texture, and you can almost get them to look not watercolored, but a little bit splotchy like you can get with watercolors. So I went with this medium as well. Now again, with the laser colored or with the laser printed images, you can use your alcohol markers, you can use your colored pencils and OMS, and you can also watercolor the image. Just make sure you're printing on the regular cardstock that you need to print on. Now, once I had that all colored up, it was time to finish this card. A lot of this card is just the coloring. I did go ahead and die cut that colored image with an oval die, and I also die cut a mat from it. Now, I did chop off part of the image. That can be a little intimidating, but it also helps with the overall design of a very simple card. Just chopping off the part of a stamped image can do wonders for adding interest. Now, once I had that done, it was time to go ahead and start ink blending my background. Now, for my background, I am using a new stencil from the Crafters Workshop. Their new stencils are amazing. I have a video coming up very soon. I've already shot it. I just need to get it edited. Those videos take a little while to edit, adding in all the details. But anyway, that video will be coming up where I'm sharing all the different stencils and products that the Crafters Workshop is releasing for the 2020 new year. The stencils are already available for purchase over on scrapbook.com. Again, I'll leave that link down below too. I am using this stencil. It is so gorgeous, and I'm using my Amazon blending brushes to quickly blend through some Flirty Fuchsia ink from Catherine Pooler. Now, the center of this is going to be covered up, so I'm going pretty heavy around the edges, and that's just kind of blending in lightly towards the center. I won't worry about the center as much because, again, that's going to be covered. Now, you'll see the tape I'm using is a little bit different from the normal painter's tape. That is because this is a low-tack washi tape that is painter's tape as well. You can buy this on Amazon or at your local, like Home Depot, Lowe's, that kind of thing. I bought mine at Home Depot. But I will leave a link to this down below. It's super great, especially for die cutting. And it really is a very low tack tape. Now, once I have that all ink blended directly onto the card base, it's time to add my sentiment. I'll be using the Prayers stamp and die set from Hero Arts. This is one of my favorites and most used. I love the very simple font that is in this, and also that I can just kind of build up my own sentiments with it. Now, to make sure this is nice and straight, I am using my Creative Corners from My Sweet Petunia. This is great to use in your MISTI because it just lines up and gets those sentiments so straight in my MISTI. Once I had my sentiment built up, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it down with Versifying Clair and Nocturne, and my sentiment will say, "Sending you prayers." Excuse me while I fix my videos that I'm watching. But once I had that stamped, this card came together very simply. All I'm going to do is use some liquid adhesive to adhere that oval panel that I die cut with my stamped image onto a light gray mat. Now, this oval die set is from Waffle Flower. It is a nesting oval die set, and the price on these Waffle Flower nesting die sets is pretty amazing. There's no stitching or any detail like that, but if you're looking for a very simple nesting die set, they've got some good ones at a really great price. Again, links down below. Once I have that matted, I will go ahead and add some foam tape onto the back of that mat and apply that directly in the center of my card base that I did my stenciling on. And that's the card. Very simple. Now, the reason I wanted to do some digital stamps of my own is, one, because I don't want them sitting on my tablet, but also digital stamps are really versatile. I have a whole playlist down below, linked in the description box, of all the different ways you can use your digital stamps and the different techniques you can use. So make sure you check that out. That is going to do it for me today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today, and happy crafting!